Hey everybody, welcome back. Change your perspective, change your awareness, change your life. Dr. Michelina, hashtag that felon doctor, here to talk about a new series today, dualities, polarities, right? The opposites of things, black and white, light and dark, life and death. And I want to do that with my own personal stories because I think that the best way to talk about duality is personally. And how we experience these things, right? Loss and gain, all of these kind of things that we go through in life, pain and purpose, fear and courage. So we don't, a lot of times, like the painful parts of life. We are very loss adverse. We don't like to lose. We don't like grief. We don't like sadness. We don't like pain. And people can say all they want, like, oh, well, you can't have sunshine without the rain. You can't have light without the dark. You couldn't see the stars if you didn't have the dark. All true. And we love that theoretical construct and we love those platitudes. However, they do not help when you're actually going through heavy stuff, okay? Now, as anybody who knows any part of my story knows, and if you're watching here, I'm sure you do, I don't call myself that felon doctor for nothing. My story is a very heavy one, okay? It's a very heavy one. And so what I want to talk a little bit about today is loss and gain. Loss and gain. I made a list of all the things I have lost in the last 5 years. And it's a very lengthy list full of a lot of big things that I've lost, including and not limited to my ability to make my own choices of my life, my freedom, my reputation, my career, finances, credit scores, states, relationships, more relationships than I can possibly count. When we lose things, okay, and I can give you pretty much a million examples of things that you can lose. There's this really great poem called One Art. And it talks about the art of losing isn't hard to master. Practice losing things every day, farther and faster, right? And it's this idea that no matter how much we lose things, we never really get that great at it because it hurts, because we grieve, because we're sad. So if you can get good at losing things, you can realize that any loss is just making space for something new, something better, something more aligned. You only lose things when it's time to move. And so if you can reframe the loss, like, okay, as an example, when I lost my career, my teaching career in the high school realm. Now, I'll be perfectly honest with you, I was ready to lose it. I was ready to leave it. I actually was going to leave the profession before everything happened. I was planning on being done because I knew that I wasn't staying there. And I had said that for a lot of years. I was like, yep, 7 years and I'm out. 7 years and I'm out. 7 years and I'm out. And all the people that I taught with who are still teaching there because they don't move, they don't leave, they don't go, they get comfortable. They were like, why would you do that? Why are you talking about that? Why would you leave here? It's comfortable, it's safe. And I'm like, this is not where I end up. Like, this is not the end for me. I don't know what to tell you. You know, nothing wrong with it, but like, I'm not the one for that. So it was about 7 years to the day. I started teaching April 20th, 2012, and I pled guilty, which effectively ended my career, April 10th, 2019. So it was literally 10 days shy of 7 years. So I was ready to lose that profession. I wasn't ready to have it end up in a dumpster fire. I wasn't ready to disgrace the profession. I wasn't ready to be a disgrace in and from the profession. That I was not ready for, but I was not planning on staying there longer than I had to, right? That loss of career shifted for the gain of what it is I do now, right? Like, it shifted to the ability to create my own place and to create my own content and to talk about things that matter. Not that I don't think literature matters a whole heck of a lot, because I do. You can teach a lot about life from literature, and I did. And I loved it. because like that was the thing about literature, is that you're really just talking about life. Art always reflects life. And so I had the advantage on my colleagues, which was that they had to teach from a curriculum about specific things, but I got to teach about life, which was great. And I like to believe that I taught my students a lot about life, even outside of the classroom, right? About choices made and mistakes made. All that to say, loss and gain. There would be no way for me to open up this space of what I do now if I didn't lose what I did then. And the reason why people don't have new things is because they're afraid to lose old versions of themselves, old coping strategies, old habits, old behaviors, old locations, old friends. And so they keep themselves stuck in those things because they're afraid to advance. Now, sometimes you can grow with people or places. That happens. But more often than not, nobody's a prophet in their hometown. If you've been in the same place for the last 10, 15, 20 years, you haven't grown much. Not really. There is something to losing things to gain more, gain perspective, gain insight, gain awareness, gain new opportunities, meet new people. And so loss is something that if you can fall in love with loss, you'll fall in love with growth. You'll fall in love with gain. This is a thing that people don't get. Successful people do. People who are successful with their time and their money and their energy, they understand the beauty that comes with loss. Nature shows us how necessary loss is for gain to come. Nature demands a balance. When one thing dies, new things are born. Right? We need loss. Only humans are adverse to it. Everything else, it makes total sense. I mean, and I've said this before, I'm not afraid to lose anything at this point. And that is a thing that I wish everybody could have. I am not afraid to lose anything at this point. Everything is temporary. You come into this world with nothing, and you leave with nothing. The only thing you come with is you. The only thing you leave with is you. That's it. You can leave your memory and your legacy. But other than that, like, you don't take it with you. So for me all the time, I'm like, there's nothing I have lost so much that I'm not afraid to lose anything now. Not a person, not a thing, not myself. I've already lost that. Not old versions of myself. There's nothing I'm afraid to lose. And I mean, I live in a loss of things all the time. I live in a loss of freedoms and lots of restrictions. I live in a situation that like would kill most people. And it's because I don't mind the loss. I can absorb the loss. There's not a loss I can't absorb. Now, I don't want to lose things. Nobody wants to lose things. But I know that if it's getting lost, there's a reason for it. And it's time for me to go, time for me to grow. Something's happened and my growth has shifted now. Next thing. More often than not, things aren't going to grow with you. Very, very rarely, I would say 1 out of 10, things are growing with you. And probably at like a slow growth rate. More often than not, if you're staying among things, you're all slowly backsliding. Which, nobody wants to hear. But the thing about loss is that it is necessary for gain. And so if you are still grieving over old losses, if you're like, I can't believe this happened, I can't believe this person left me, I can't believe this happened again. You're getting too caught up in the what of the thing And you need to investigate the why of the thing. Why is this thing now gone? That's really the thing. Why is this thing now gone? Why did I lose my career? Oh, I lost my career so a new career could go. What is the point of getting to the top of a ladder if the ladder is against the wrong building? And so, when you are in a loss, in a season of let go, don't hate it. I don't hate any of the things I've lost. Like, okay, if I've lost them, they weren't supposed to stay. Nothing that is for me will leave me. It's really that simple. So if it's gone, it wasn't for me, or it was just for me for a limited time, because most things are a lesson. Is it for a reason or for a season? Because it's probably not for longevity's sake. It's probably not for life. So we can get comfortable with loss. We can get comfortable with loss. We can get good at life. We can get good at life. You only know how to win if you've lost. If all you've ever done is win, you're going to eventually lose. Nobody wins all the time. So like the sooner, everybody faces adversity. So the sooner you get good at loss, the sooner you get good at that, it hurts less. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna miss that thing, but it wasn't for me. So okay, what's next? Love it, wish it well, glad for the experience. What did I learn from this? What did they learn from me? Cool, great, love. But like, time to go. And so get good at loss. And by get good at loss, I mean get comfortable with loss. Acknowledge that you're going to lose things. Because that's what we do all the time. It's like, oh, I can't believe that this person left me. I can't believe that this thing is gone. I can't believe that. Why can't you believe that? That's life. Of course that's going to happen. It's always so baffling to me when people are like, oh, I'm in so much pain. I'm so sad. I don't know why I'm so sad. Because you're human? Now, I had to do that for myself as well, by the way. I used to really get mad at myself for being hurt. It was like, babies come into this world doing like a few things. One is laugh, two is cry. Like, why do you think you're different now? But yeah, so get good at loss. Get good at loss. Part of life, fundamental part of life. If you can get good at loss, you can get good at life. And I'll tell you right now, people want to know all the time, like, Michelina, like, how are you alive? Like, how did you manage? How did you function through all the things? I got good at loss. I got grateful for it. I was like, heck yeah. I'm not as upset at this thing going. So I'm like, okay, see you, bye. Much love. Wish y'all well. Ciao now. So if you want to know how to grow your resilience, how to survive, how to thrive, get good at loss. Because it's a natural part of life. It's just part of the duality. Now, I could actually spend some time, I won't because I'm already at 13, but we also have to get good at gain. We're not very good at loss. We're also not very good at gain. We're not very good at receiving, which is kind of ironic. But of the two, we have to get better at the loss. So, hope that's a helpful insight. And if you want to know how to get good at loss, how to reframe, I'm telling you right now, created a school for that. Check out the comments, created a school to help you get good at all these things. I have been through it so that I can help other people through it. So if you want to get good at this duality, you want to get good at this polarity, you want to get better at life, and you want to win, check the link out, click it, join the academy. Got good stuff there every day dropping to help you out. And other than that, I will see you here on the next video. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, tell your friends, drop a comment, and see you on the next one.